What's up, gang? Carlton Flowers here, your crypto pro.
Yay!
And we need to get caught up on the price action with Kadena, KDA. I've had a lot of questions in the Telegram group about when a good time would be to add to your Kadena collection or just to jump in if you're not in it. So we're going to look at the 4-hour chart and the 1-day chart and see if we can find some clues as to when it would be a good point to jump in or what the price action will be in the next several 4-hour blocks or the next couple of days. So here we are right now on the 4-hour chart. And as you can see, we are trading right here at the point of control price, which is roughly $16.89. And so we're at just the peak node on the VPVR, which is the volume profile visible range. It takes into account whatever visible range of trading that you have on your chart and tells you what the volume is at a particular price instead of a particular time. So as we see on the chart here, we had this big red candle where the correction came in. We peaked out at $25, melting faces. Oh my gosh, I could not believe that. I have 200 Kadena tokens myself, and I bought at the amazing low price of $1.89, dollar cost average on 2 orders of 100 tokens each. That was approximately, under $400 for me at about, $380. And that $380 investment within about a month, a little bit more of a month's worth of time, was valued over $5,000. Now, how about that? That's pretty exciting to see something like that happen when you 10x on a project that is as significant as KDA. Ever since I bought, I was going to add more and I was waiting for a correction. And so I was waiting way back down here and I kept waiting and waiting and waiting and the price kept going up. And then we had this long consolidation. This should have been the point where I added to the bag, but I kept thinking we were going to get a Bitcoin correction that never came. Then we went on this tear, and it's obvious to me that waiting is not a good thing if you're wanting to add to your Kadena bag. Where does it go from here? Well, we just look at the VPVR to get our clues. As I said before, we're trading at the point of control price already here at $16.86, and we have to look to see where the other nodes are sticking out to get a clue. Here's one here at approximately $13. There's another big node sticking out right here that is approximately $11, somewhere around there. And then, of course, the big fat one at the POC price of $6.99. Actually, I made a mistake there. We're not trading at the POC price. We're trading at the peak volume node. That's what I meant to say before. All right, so volume tapers off as we had this correction. And on the last video that I did, I was saying that we've got to correct at some point. And we were thinking correction right here. And we had that small little correction, and then we surged up to $25. Now we finally have the real correction. So this is a real correction where we are finally getting a full cycle down on the stochastic. Look at this, guys. We're about to poke down in here into the oversold zone. So when we get down here, that's a good point to grab a few tokens. Looking down at the MACD, we had this peak here. The MACD is a lagging indicator to the stochastic. And so we had peaked out right up here. And then we had the crossover of the fast oscillator line and the slow oscillator line. That's a very good crossover and a good divergence where there's a nice distance between the two lines here and here. We are also at a good negative section here with the histogram bars right down here where it's starting to level off. It could go a little bit further. It might start to work its way back up to the 0 line. So right now momentum is down. That's pretty obvious that it could go a little bit further here, but what may happen is this MACD could round off and start to move up again after this 4-hour cycle completes. We're going to go up for one more 4-hour cycle. It could come all the way up. That is one possibility, but it could also do something like this, a little bit. It may not make it all the way up. And that will determine what is going to happen as far as whenever the low point will hit. Now, let's clear this out and let's look at the 1-day chart. So here's the, let's turn drawing mode off and click 1-day chart. Here's the 1 day, and we can see the seriousness of this correction. This is a real correction. Serious meaning it's not just a little head fake. We did get a nice significant correction. Now on this one, the point of control price is at the peak volume node at $16 and roughly 84 cents. So then we see that next one sticking out here at $11, and then we've got the big one right here. I tell you what, I don't know what the chances are coming all the way down to here, but this one is definitely a price target for me. I'm going to add to the bag if we can make it down to 11. What are the chances of that happening? We need this stochastic cycle to go all the way down and dip into oversold territory before it comes back up. Previously, we did dip down right here. We didn't have too much of a decline in price, which tells us that even if we do make it all the way down for a full stochastic cycle, we may not go below this $11 price, but we could come down to, say, the $7.50 node. It's possible. Why do I say that? Well, it's because we see that the MACD has not crossed over. It hasn't peaked yet. We're just about at the peak, and this one lags, like I told you. So we're going to expect this fast line to cross over the slow line, and then this slow line will do something like this. And then we will wait and see if that fast line bottoms out and starts to pick back up again like this and head back into another uptrend, which is what I'm guessing will happen. So it'll look something like this, okay? And the reason why I expect that is because we're in a bull market all out. I mean, this is a price breakout. This action right here is the definite proof that we're in a breakout, in a bull market rather. So we had this little bull flag right here that went far beyond the height of the pole. And the height of the pole would have been like right here, okay? And then we saw price surge all the way up to $25. So that outdid this pole, which tells me that this is a very aggressive uptrend. Now, on the 1-day chart, we are looking at the current candle that is green, but it is receding. We see it just poked its head up just a little bit, but notice that we have a wick above that candle. That's because momentum is overall going down. We peaked, we came down, but we're still within this green candle. So once this one closes out, we'll look to see what that next candle will be. Maybe it'll be right here. Maybe it will continue down like this until we get down to one of these target nodes. That's what I'm going to be looking for. So that's what the MACD tells us, which is behind this stochastic, is how far up are we in the overall trend. We're pretty high right there in the MACD. So that's all we have. That is the overview of where we are with Kadena. And I may add 10 to 20 Kadena tokens more. I might start to do the DCA game where if we can jump down here to this $11 range, I'll buy. If we were so lucky to come back down to $7.50, I'm selling my couch and a couple of my kids, and I'll buy them back later when I profit. So let's just kind of watch and see what happens if we, let's get an arrow. If we jump down into this box, or if we jump down into this box. And I'm pretty much of the mindset that once we get into either one of these two targets, if it goes there, because there's no guarantee that it will, we're going to race out of there. And all bets are off as far as trying to make a prediction of how high this will go, because I think it's going to go pretty high, and the price action may mimic what we have seen with the Solana surge. Solana is trading at what, $240 per token right now, and with Kadena being as fantastic of a project that it is, and the fact that it is the only proof of work project that acts like a proof of stake project as far as scaling and the speed of transactions, I think that we could have some significant highs that are coming up towards the peak of the bull cycle. When is the peak of the bull cycle? I'm thinking December to January. I used to think November, but we are in the middle of November and we're nowhere near the market cycle peak for Bitcoin, which I think Bitcoin will go above 100,000. And it looks like all the altcoins are just following right behind. And then the altcoin season may lag a little bit and then extend beyond the market cycle peak of Bitcoin. So then we can look for some highs to happen after the blow off top for Bitcoin. That's all I've got. Post your comments below on what you think might happen. Do you think that we could make it into either one of those target boxes that I've drawn here? Or do you think we're going to touch back to this POC and go up from there? I'd like to hear your opinion, and hopefully we'll be able to make some gains on this. And keep in mind, this is not financial advice. This is not a prediction. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm just trying to play this market the best way I can because the kids need shoes and I got to pay some college tuitions because I got one in college and one coming up in a year. That's all I've got. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and please share with a friend. And let's continue to grow the community, and feel free to come in and chat with us in the Telegram group. We'll see you next time. This is Carlton, and I am out.